One of the best things that you can do to practice your FortiGate skills is to build a home lab using another Linux image that will connect to one of the interfaces of your FortiGate, and from there just play around with security profiles and so on. So let's just do that. Alright, so now we can see that we are already connected to the WAN interface. That's our WAN interface. So let's just create another interface that will connect, our Ubuntu device will connect to it. So let's add it and name it Ubuntu. Let's set the role to LAN and let's set the IP address to 192.168.1.4/24. That will be our LAN gateway. We will set it up on our Ubuntu configuration, network configuration, and the administrative access will be HTTPS and ping, and we can also enable the HTTP server, although we will set the IP statically. Alright, so we have the Ubuntu LAN interface. So let's move to our virtual machine platform using VMware Fusion. Now, you can download the Ubuntu image just about anywhere. So let's just resume the operation. Before we continue, let's move back to our FortiGate interface. Now, we need to set two more things. We need to set the static route, and we need to set the policy that will allow the Ubuntu LAN to go through the WAN interface towards the internet. So let's just move to policies and objects, create new policy, and the policy will be named LAN to WAN. The incoming interface is our Ubuntu LAN. The outgoing is our WAN interface. Let's set the source, destination, and service to all. And the inspection mode is flow-based. We will not set any security profiles. You can play with that later on. Alright, so we have a policy. Now let's move to our network static route. Let's create a default route, and the gateway address is port 1, and the gateway IP is 10.100.102.1. Alright, so we have a static route, we have a policy, we already configured the interface itself. So let's move to our Ubuntu image. Let's resume the operation. Now the default password is Ubuntu, so let's just use that, and let's move. You can see that we do not have any connection. Let's just try to ping Google. Nothing. Let's try to ping the IP address of Google's DNS server. Again, we have a destination host unreachable. So let's just configure. Now let's move to the wired settings. Let's move to IPv4. Now let's set the address. We will set it statically, so it needs to be at the same subnet as we are using on our interface. So that will be 192.168.1.8. All right. And remember that the gateway is 192.168.1.4. We will use Google's DNS servers. Alright, so let's just use the terminal again, and let's use the ifconfig to see if we, yep, here's our IP address. One thing that should be noted is that your network adapter should be on bridge mode and not on NAT mode. Alright, so let's get back to our FortiGate, and now let's use the ping 192. Sorry for that, I'm used to using the ping command and not the execute. Ping 192.168.1.6, And let's see if we're connected. And yep, we are connected to our Ubuntu device.